Hello, this is Riley Porter with Seattle Sumo. You are listening to a commentary track for Day 5 of the 1964 Haru Basho. That's the March contest. The video coverage for this tournament can be found on the Japan Sumo Association's YouTube channel. There will be a link for that below, and you'll need a $9 monthly membership to access said coverage. As usual, to sync up the audio commentary with the video coverage, I'll count backwards from 3, 3, 2, 1. As I hit the N in 1, I'll click play. You'll do the same and we'll be in sync for the day. I'd recommend for the JSA official coverage that you bring down the volume on the video to mute or to just barely on, at least a bit lower here. The opening mini cinematic intro you like, it's very loud. The rest of the coverage not so much, but use your best discretion there. Without any further ado, I'll start the countdown and get us going. 3, 2, 1. Futabayama, Taiho, Chianofuji, Archive. Alright, the two senior yokozuna are leading the pack coming into today. Here we got a shot of a Kasugayama Oyakata, the former Nayo Roiwa, one of the big three back in Tatsunami's golden era. First up, Juryo guest Ogiyama is up against Shinyumaku Asasegawa. It's a 1-1 head-to-head. Asasegawa struggling a little here on his top division debut. Low start from Ogiyama, looking for that shallow grip. Asasegawa's pushing up on the chest, trying to keep him off, but closing the distance is Ogiyama. He's trying to dig in with that inside left, but Asasegawa's doing fine to guard himself. Trying to wrench up the arm there. Little Otsuke from Ogiyama. He's pulling up on the shallow right grip on the belt. So Ogiyama is sinking his claws deeper into Asasegawa. Asasegawa backpedaling a little here. Trying to find some purchase of his own, but not having nearly as much luck. Ogiyama's really dug in here on the Maimitsu on the frontal grip. Deepens it up with the left. Asasegawa still no luck with the belt. Surges in, tries to grab on the arm. Hooks in with the left. Now dancing around is Ogiyama. Finishing things up with a Sotogake outside leg trip, bringing Asasegawa down. So Ogiyama, pretty well the aggressor in that confrontation once he was able to close the distance. Asasegawa pretty much put on the defense there. 3-2 for the Juryo 1 visitor. Maybe he'll make his way back to the top division on the very next Basho. Now it's Tama Arashi in pretty good form. He's up against Kane no Hana in not such great form. It's a 4-2 head-to-head in Tama Arashi's favor. And pushing on the chest is Tama Arashi. Shoving right back as Kane no Hana. Keeping it to open sumo. Hitting up at the throat as Kane no Hana. Closing the distance but being swung away to the ground. So Tama Arashi slipped in the arm under the pit of Kane no Hana. Scooped him over there at the last second, so they could call that Tsukuinage or Tsuki Otoshi. A scoop throw or a thrust down. Either way, Tama Arashi moves to 4-1. Doing very well for the opening third of the Basho. Kane no Hana, not so much. Well, Tama Arashi is really showing how it is that he ended up so high up the Banzuke last time out, despite his record not being so great there. Udagawa is up against the other Shinyumaku for today, Tamanoshima. Like Asasegawa, struggling a bit here on his debut. Pushing at the chest is Tamanoshima, then pulling in Udagawa. Maybe a mistake. Udagawa's deep with the right. Tries to bring in his left, but no dice. Tamanoshima's got the shallow outside left. Looks like they're both inside right, outside left. Tamanoshima's trying to angle his belt away to keep the outside off. So will Udagawa be able to sync up the grip here? And he does. He's got that outside left on. An Uchigake attempt, inside leg trip from Tamanoshima. No dice. They're locked up here in the middle now. Well, Tamanoshima, he's pretty good on his feet, very speedy, but caught up here by Udagawa. Will be able to generate much. Well, he's trying to lift up Udagawa and successfully disturbed his balance, wasn't able to lift him out of the dohyo, but just ended up shoving him in the opposite direction he was leaning in. So, Tamanoshima does well to break Uragawa's balance, shove him out, get his second win. So, still has the potential to get a Kachikoshi. Wakatenryu is up against Sawa Hikari, who's got 4 straight to start. It's a 4-3 head-to-head in Sawa Hikari's favor, so he has the edge. Has good momentum coming into today. And a low start from Sawa Hikari really blasts Wakatenryu back. Wakatenryu is holding on and really lets his feet slip away from him there. He tried to slap down Sawa Hikari and dash to the left, but he was slipping and sliding and hit the deck pretty quick. So Sawa Hikari moves to 5 straight wins. Doing not too bad at all. The Tokitsukaze babyface. He's the youngest, least experienced from that stable, as far as top division action is concerned. Aono Sato up against Fusanishiki. It's a 9-7 head-to-head in Aono Sato's favor. And not quite synced up on the charge there. Aono Sato kind of froze up a bit. Now, Fusanishiki will want to move quickly to push out Aono Sato. Aono Sato will want to get a grip on the belt. And a quick charge from Fusanishiki is a one-way ticket to a win. Just pushes out Aono Sato, Oshidashi, for his second win. Aono Sato a little listless in that match. Didn't seem to be able to really get off the mark. Well, Fusanishiki, that was in form for him. Didn't seem like the hardest charge ever, but he hit square up. Wakahaguro on the left, Dewa Nishiki on the right. They've had plenty of encounters, 25 in total. 21 of them have gone the way of Wakahaguro. So despite not having a win yet in this basho, the odds still favor him overall. Dewa Nishiki showing a little bit more aggression in this contest than in the last one. We'll see which one of these two heavyweights comes out ahead here. And not quite synced up. Maybe they'll... Nope. Okay, we'll try again on the Tachiai there. Wakahaguro here, we should expect to see him just come out straight on, charging into the chest, pushing with the arms to Dewa Nishiki. Will he just receive it? Well, kind of a delayed Tachiai. Little half step from Dewa Nishiki. Wakahaguro didn't really seem too certain of himself either, so a soft charge. Now they're locked in here. Wakahaguro breaks the grapple here, tries to create some distance so he can get some pushing going. Dewa Nishiki's trying to at least wrap up the arms, if not get to the belt. Not having a lot of luck on the ladder mission here. Wakahaguro's in a good low stance, keeping the hands off, pushing in, but Dewa Nishiki just not going to be moved back very far here. Wakahaguro not able to generate a ton of power, evidently. But Dewa Nishiki is also not really able to do a whole lot in terms of forward momentum, so this could drag a bit. Well, speaking of dragging, Dewa Nishiki, with a shallow frontal grip there, drags back Wakahaguro, a little bit of a hineri. I think they'll call that a shitate dashinage, a pulling underarm throw. Well, Dewa Nishiki in a bit of a stronger position than I suspected here, with his back to the camera. Pulls up for a third win, so doing very well for himself in the basho. Toyokuni is up against Wakanaruto. They're both 2-2. And it's a 2-0 head-to-head in Wakanaruto's favor, so odds are definitely with him today. And that was a pretty quick affair. Wakanaruto gets slapped down. Toyokuni moves to an easy third win. Ogi no Hana, he's 4 straight in very good form, is up against Tsurugamine. It's a 10-4 head-to-head in Tsurugamine's favor, so an uphill battle in theory for Ogi no Hana. Let's see how it plays out. And Ogi no Hana is inside with the left. Tsurugamine is too. Tsurugamine's got the outside right. Swings Ogi no Hana, little uwate nage. Doesn't finish him, but he follows it up with a nice low body charge. and gets a Yorikiri victory. So Tsurugamine stops up Oginohana's winning streak for this basho. Moves to 3-2, advances to 11-4 in his head-to-head with the Deiwano Umi grappler. So Tsurugamine showing his superior technical ability, excellent belt handling. Now it's Maedagawa, looking sharp, up against Amatsukaze. It's a 5-2 head-to-head in Maedagawa's favor. Hard charge from Maedagawa, tries to pull down Amatsukaze, but to no avail. Reverses direction, gets back into shoving, and finishes Amatsukaze without too much trouble. So Amatsukaze sort of being led around a bit there. Didn't seem to be able to really engage and get the flow going in his direction at all. Maedagawa shoves, he pulls, he shoves again. Fairly easy Oshi victory. So Maedagawa moves to 3-2. Iwakaze, the Crouching Tiger, is up against Wakanami, the backbending lifting specialist from Tatsunami Stable. Low as usual from Iwakaze. Wakanami raises him up a bit here. Sinks in with the left. He's gripped on with the outside right now. Wakanami's deep. We should expect to see him lift from here, and he tries, but not quite succeeding. Iwakaze is doing well to keep himself low to the ground here, best he can. Drives in, does Iwakaze, but a little too eager. Wakanami does what he does best, bends backwards and deposits Iwakaze outside the dohyo. So I suppose I'll just call that a tsuridashi, a lift out. Vintage Wakanami sumo. So they had a 1-1 head-to-head coming into today. Wakanami takes the edge in his rivalry with Wakamatsu's Crouching Tiger, Iwakaze. Well, now the next set of Shinpan here after the halfway mark of today's action. Somebody's got a cold here, looks like in the front row, wearing a little safety mask. How courteous. Hagoroyama, not doing super hot this basho, yet to pick up a win against Kainoyama, doing marginally better with 1 victory. It's a 5-3 head-to-head in Hagoroyama's favor. Sinking up here for the Tachiai. Of course, you can always tell, based on the way the Goombay is pointing, if the war fan's face is to the camera, that means that it's the real deal. And a little bit of a nashi, a little bit of a dodge there, and now a kubinage and headlock throw from Kainoyama, but he couldn't quite finish it. Gets pushed out from behind by Hagoroyama. Yeah, certainly a risky maneuver. Well, Hagoroyama gets his first win. They're even coming out of today. It's 1-4 for both Dikishi. Hagoroyama breaks his losing streak, so maybe that'll kick things off for a better second third of the basho. We'll see. Now it's a 6-3 head-to-head. Hirokawa is up against Hagorogawa. So 4-1 head-to-head in Hagorogawa's favor. Low charge from Hirokawa, really extending himself. Good dayashi. Good thrusting. Didn't, well, really the speed, I think, made all the difference. Hirokawa fully committed to his attack and didn't let Hagorogawa recover, respond, get his bearings. If he had gotten caught on the belt, I think that would have spelled disaster. So Hirokawa comes out all guns blazing and gets his second win after 5 days, so good for him. Daigo, our senior Sekiwake, is up against Kairyu Yama. It's an 8-2 head-to-head in Daigo's favor. And then low with the outside left is Kairyu Yama, and well, he tugs on that and brings Daigo to his knees. Some awkward footwork there. Really not super clear how is that Daigo lost his balance so easily. I suppose they'll call that for a Nawate Hineri, pulling outside throw. Or pulling overarm throw, I guess I should say. In any event, Kairyu Yama looked to me like he got pretty lucky there. Regardless, got his second win, so not too bad. Kitano Fuji, Shin Komosubi, in not too bad shape. He's got already 3 wins, only 1 loss. He's up against Ozeki Yutakayama, who's in even better condition. He's 4 straight. And coming into today, they've had no encounters. Kitano Fuji is a pretty fresh face in this division. It's only his second top division outing. And he runs into a wall, and Yu Takayama not able to push him back despite the furious throat thrusting. And now Yu Takayama's caught him with an inside left, leaning down on the komusubi. Kitano Fuji's got his own inside left. That's his preferred grip stance. And it looks to me like he's got the outside based on his angle here. So a superior grip position for Kitano Fuji, but he's not exactly jumping into action here. He's typically a pretty fast and furious Tikishi, so I think this is an indicator that Yu Takayama is not easy to move. He wants that outside right. At this rate, it looks like it's just a matter of time. Whenever Kitano Fuji wants to break for a drive, that'll be Yu Takayama's chance to catch him. And Yu Takayama's pretty deep in there with the left. So I don't know that it's really a good spot for Kitano Fuji to throw him, not to mention he's still grabbing up on Kitano Fuji's left arm. So I don't see Kitano Fuji throwing his way out of it. I do see Yu Takayama probably closing the distance here, but Kitano Fuji, it's a pretty admirable effort. You can really see the way his torso is completely arced to the side like a crescent. Just trying desperately to protect his belt at this point. A little bit of hustle here. Kitano Fuji continues to bend. Stalemate drags on. Yeah, the cat's running around. I think in terms of raw power on the belt, Yu Takayama's probably the superior here. Tries for a grip flip, but then moves on to a lift, and that'll do it. Tsuridashi win for Yu Takayama, goes 5 straight. Kitano Fuji, his second loss. Well, it was a very good effort from the Shin Komusubi in his first encounter with the Ozeki. But Yu Takayama, I think, shows pretty well who the senior Tikishi is in this contest. So he's in the Yusho race, certainly, and he's yet to pick up his first Emperor's Cup, so always looking to Yu Takayama to really make a break for it. We'll see if this is the one. Tochi Hikari, not exactly off to a great start. He's 2-2, 4 days in, is up against Shinseki Wake Kyokuni, struggling a little here in his Sanyaku debut. Of course, this is their first meeting, since this is only Kyokuni's third top division outing. Tochi Hikari's been at Ozeki for a little bit now. Good low charge from Tochi Hikari. Kyokuni's thrusting but moving backwards. Now he's surging in, but Tochi Hikari, well, he's not able to keep on guard for too long. Now Kyokuni's closed the distance. Should have worked more in his favor with the outside right here. Tochi Hikari trying to wrestle in for a shallow grip of his own. Now they're both Hidari Yotsu, both inside left, outside right. Looks like Kyokuni is doing well to protect his belt from the outside grip, but, well, or the inside grip, I should say, but not for too long. Well, Tochi Hikari drops in. Kyokuni pulls away. Neither able to break the other's balance here. Cutting inside with the right is Tochi Hikari, good grip flip. Kyokuni, good Otsuke defending himself. So Tochi Hikari's on the inside right, outside left now. Kyokuni's responded with the same. Well, Kyokuni certainly seems to be on the back foot, but he's sticking with the Ozeki. Where to go from here? Yeah, locked up a bit now. Tochi Hikari looks eager to drive in. Kyokuni, I think, is more likely he'll try for a throw. Well, he tries for an inside leg sweep and then throw, but Tochi Hikari unbroken. Now Tochi Hikari tries to cut inside with the left, and maybe one too many grip flips from Tochi Hikari. Kyokuni manages to come out at the very last second with a throw. And I think it was an overarm, so we can call it a Watenage there at the edge. A hard-fought bout from both Takeshi, certainly, but the Shin Sekiwake comes out ahead. So two Shin Sanyaku bouts. The first one, a loss for the Shin Komusubi. A second one, a win for the Shin Sekiwake. So, now, Myobudani. He's 4 straight. He's up against another 4 straight Takeshi in Kitabayama. Coming into today, it's a 5-5 head-to-head, so they're even. They're both in good form. So this should make for a good contest, a good grapple. Let's see. And Kitabayama, slow to rise. It looked to me like they were both pretty well set, but the Ozeki wasn't quite in it. Try once more. And once again, Kitabayama drags where Myobudani steps in. Well, hopefully third time's the charm here. Kitabayama is going to want to move fast here to avoid getting caught up and lifted out. Low shallow, inside left is Kitabayama, pushing up Utsuke onto the pit of Myobudani and wins out Yorikiri. So Kitabayama had a game plan and stuck with it. Dug in with the head, stayed low, keeping his belt as far back as possible. Myobudani's he's a top shelf lifter. Well, Kitabayama, 5 straight. Keeping pace with his fellow Tokitsukaze Ozeki Yutakayama. So, yeah, not too shabby for Futabayama's boys. Now, Sadanoyama is up against a winless Wakachichibu. It's an 11-1 head-to-head coming to today in Sadanoyama's favor. Sadanoyama, hard charge, cuts in with both hands, Morozashi, and finishes Wakachichibu Yorikiri. Well, not much to say there. Sadanoyama, very aggressive sumo. Wanted to finish things quickly and close the distance before Wakachichibu could post up and get into gear. Wakachichibu's no joke on the back foot. But the senior Ozeki, the senior Dikishi and the Ozeki, clearly in stronger, just stronger this time out. Well, Yokozuna Taiho, undefeated in the last Basho and so far undefeated in this tournament, is up against Wakamiyama. It's their first time meeting. Wakamiyama is relatively new to the division. This is his second top division outing. So far, holding on okay. Hard charge from Wakamiyama. Almost gets ahead, almost too hard. Nearly steps out before Taiho has much of anything to do, but Taiho is happy to get into it. Swings down Wakamiyama with an overarm throw. So Taiho, despite being on the receiving end of that initial charge, didn't really seem to be in any danger. He was ready to let Wakamiyama just kind of waltz out, and then once Wakamiyama got his bearings, he was not too pressed to just work his way inside and then throw down. So Taiho gets his 5th straight victory. Looks very much set to win maybe a second Yusho running. We'll see. Shin Yokozuna Tochinoumi is up against Fujinishiki, who has yet to pick up a win. It's a 10-4 head-to-head in Tochinomi's favor. A low charge and Inashi, good dodge there from Tochinomi. He's pulling up on the frontal shallow grip. And finishes Fujinishiki Yorikiri. So, Tochinomi did well to dull the charge there of the hard pusher. Fujinishiki is an Oshi specialist. Tochinomi the grappler. And Tochinomi sets the pace and wins out. That's his 3rd and 5. So, had a pretty difficult opening to this tournament, but has gotten into gear here, has Tochinomi, so Here's hoping he can be in tournament contention potentially until the final third. Tsune Nishiki. He's winless at his career best rank of Maegashira 1. He's up against Kashiwado, who is keeping pace with fellow Yokozuna Taiho, 4-0. Only fitting they were promoted at the same time, though Taiho has collected many more championships. Well, a hard charge from Tsune Nishiki, and he's pulling away, trying for that desperate shitate, but Kashiwado is just bearing down on him the whole time, and sends him into the audience. Kashiwado gets his 5th straight win, ousting Tsune Nishiki for his 5th straight loss. Well, the senior Yokozuna are keeping up a good pace. The Tokitsukaze Ozeki right with them. The Shin Yumaku are struggling a bit here. So this is a basho for the older fighters, whereas maybe in the last contest we saw some fresher faces really prevailing. The Shin Yumaku this time out really struggling. We'll see if they can stick the landing. In any event, thank you for joining me.